episode rankings, Funko Pop reveals, and how did we do on our predictions? This is the After Credit Scorecard. What's up, guys? Welcome to the After Credit Scorecard for Falcon and the Winter Soldier. We're gonna break down the series. We're gonna talk about the good stuff, the bad stuff. We're gonna compare it to WandaVision, our only other Disney Plus series as of yet. We're gonna do an episode ranking. We're gonna announce our Funko Pop winner from our giveaway contest. And we're gonna give you an update on how many predictions we got right. This series was fantastic. From start to finish, there was a lot of stuff to be excited about. The character development was on point. Similar to WandaVision, we got a whole bunch of depth when it came to the character development, the plot development, the long-form storytelling. There's a lot of stuff to be excited about. If I'm having to compare it to WandaVision, I would say Falcon and the Winter Soldier outperformed WandaVision. Maybe not in visual effects, definitely in the fighting scenes, the different battles and the way that people were put together. We got into a lot of different fights and battles way quicker than we did in WandaVision. WandaVision had a lot more stunning visuals, and the storytelling was just different. WandaVision was a smaller scale type show, focusing on WandaVision, a smaller segment of the MCU, whereas Falcon and the Winter Soldier felt a lot more global. We went a lot of different places. We got to see what was going on in the world as opposed to this literal bubble that we found ourselves in Westview. However, there was a lot of things that went really well in WandaVision that they didn't do as well in Falcon and the Winter Soldier. But the overall story, if I'm having to rank the two, I think Falcon and the Winter Soldier outperformed WandaVision when it comes to the overall story and everything encompassing that if we had to give it a ranking. The villains and the new characters in Falcon and the Winter Soldier I thought were way better and revealed way differently than they were in WandaVision. Now, the Agatha All Along song was fantastic. It was amazing. Falcon and the Winter Soldier had some of its same kind of moments. The cliffhanger at the end of episode 4 with John Walker killing the Flag Smasher, Lamar dying, Zemo's dance bit, the whole episode where we spent time in Madripoor, Sharon Carter being outed as the power broker. There were a lot of those moments in Falcon and the Winter Soldier that we kind of got a little bit of in WandaVision with the Pietro reveal, with Agatha's reveal, with the White Vision reveal. But the way that they happened, and especially in WandaVision, those things happening way later in the series, as opposed to the action and the involvement and the movement in Falcon and the Winter Soldier that we didn't get in WandaVision, made for a totally different series, and the way that it felt was just way different. Having said that, let's get right to our episode rankings, because I think this is going to tell us a lot more about the series. Keep in mind, I'm ranking these things based on just where they fit compared to one another. Now, the entire series was fantastic. Something's got to go last. We're going to start from the bottom of the list, go to the top. Our first two entries at the bottom of the list, the worst two episodes were episode 2 and then episode 1. Episode 2, compared to episode 1, I thought episode 1 was better in that you got to see Sam and Bucky in different places in their lives. You got some individual moments here with the two of them that you didn't get throughout the rest of the series. Once they got together, it was a different dynamic. But to see where they were, to get some backstory on Sam, to see his sister, to get some backstory on Bucky, and to see where he's been, especially without Steve in his life, was a really cool look. And it made for a really interesting episode and made for a really awesome start to the series. But compared to the other episodes, episode 1 was not nearly as good. But comparing it to episode 2, Episode 2 introduced us to the new Captain America and John Walker, introduced us to Battlestar. We got our team up with Sam and Bucky. The counseling scene was fantastic in episode 2. Their decision to go and free Zemo, or to see Zemo in prison, were all great moments. But the overall tone of the episode in general was meant to be off-putting, and for me it definitely was. I didn't like the pair-ups. I don't think you were supposed to, but it made for a really jarring episode. You wanted to get past it to get to the next thing. when they said we're going to go see Zemo, I was more excited for episode 3 than I was for anything that happened in episode 2. There were some moments of levity, like I said, with the counseling scene, but it was a pretty forgettable episode. That's why it ranks last on our list. Keep in mind, if I was ranking that episode would still be in the 8 to 9 range out of 10. But if we're comparing these 6, it was one of the weaker episodes. So episode 2, episode 1, our next one going up the list, gonna be a little controversial, but I will explain myself. Episode 4. I will put episode 3 right above it, and we'll compare the two of those together. Episode 4, definitely better than episode 1 and 2. We got John Walker in action. We got Zemo in action with Sam and Bucky, smashing the super soldier serums, the conversations that they had on their way to track down the Flag Smashers were great moments. And we got some backstory with the Flag Smashers as well. But compared to episode 3 was a lot fuller. Episode 4 went a lot of different places. We had a lot of different moving parts, a lot of conversations, and a lot of things that had to happen. But episode 4 cannot just rest its laurels on that cliffhanger at the end. It was an iconic moment in MCU history. I think as far as remember when moments, that was a big one. But compared to episode 3, it was a much less interesting episode, because episode 3 took us to Madripoor, took us to a new place in the MCU. There was a lot of Easter eggs, there was a lot of backstory, there was a lot of mystery. You got Zemo breaking out of prison, you got that dynamic between Zemo, Sam, and Bucky, the conversations they had on the airplane in that episode. It's where they introduced the Butler as well. It's where you get this Smiling Tiger references. It's where you get references to some X-Men. It's where you get the introduction of Sharon Carter in Madripoor, and then you get to see them go up against Nagel and talk to him, and then Nagel dies in the battle there. There's a whole lot of different things going on, but the world building in episode 3 and getting to see a place like Madripoor in the MCU, I think as an overall episode from start to finish was much better than episode 4, even though episode 4 was fantastic. I don't think the cliffhanger alone can save that episode when it comes to all the great things that happen. There are things that happen in episode 4 that I thought were better in episode 5 and 6, which is why episode 5 and 6 are my top 2. However, episode 6 clocks in at number 2 on my list of best episodes, and episode 5 is the top episode. Now, episode 6 was fantastic. We got Sam in his new Captain America costume. We got the resolution with the Flag Smashers. Sharon is called out as the power broker. It was amazing. It was fantastic. But compared to episode 5, which is, I think, the best episode in the series, episode 5 had some battles. We start that episode off with the battle between Sam, John Walker, and Bucky, where Sam takes back the shield. That episode then transitions to Bucky confronting Zemo and the Dora Milaje showing up and taking him back to prison. We get Sam back in Louisiana with his sister. The montage with him and Bucky, where he is learning to deal with the shield, was fantastic. And then the setup going into episode 6. All of those things were great, including the after credit scene that showed us John Walker building his new shield. Episode 6 was just more battle heavy, even though Sam's monologue in the middle there with the senators and the GRC was fantastic. Episode 5 was more well-rounded with battles and with this expectation of what was to come in episode 6. So between the two of those, I think episode 5 was a more well-rounded episode. The character development, the connection finally with Sam and Bucky being able to walk away, ready to make some resolutions, Sam accepting his role as Captain America, and then episode 6 was just a lot of payoff. It was more fan service than it was story driven, and I thought episode 5 was a culmination of all of those things. That all the heavy lifting that was done in episodes 1 through 4 really paid off in episode 5, but it also bridged the way for episode 6. So here's our rankings of all the episodes. Tell us what you guys think in the comments. it was really hard to rank these episodes. And like I said, these are all, 8 out of 10 or above for me. But you have to pick one to be at the bottom and you have to pick one to be at the top. So there's a lot of different things in these episodes that could sway us either way, but this is where I fell on all these things. Now, you've made it this far into the episode and we're going to do our reveal. The winner of our 3-video giveaway, the person who is getting the 3 Funko Pop characters is the astounding Cameron. Congratulations, Cameron. Thanks for watching our videos. Thanks to everybody else that shared, subscribed, liked, commented, whatever you did on whichever video to get you entered into the contest. Thank you for doing that. Cameron's gonna get those Funko Pops. Stay tuned for our Loki videos, because when those videos start towards the end of the series, we're gonna do another giveaway and you got an opportunity to win some Loki swag at the end of that episode, at the end of that series as well. So thanks you guys for doing that. Before we leave, we're gonna give you our prediction totals. So every week we do a prediction video for what to expect out of the next episode. So out of those videos, we made a total of 35 official predictions. Now I'm not counting in our review videos where we said, oh, maybe this, maybe that. You guys can go back and watch those videos and determine for yourselves if I actually made those predictions right or not. But out of 35 official predictions from 5 videos, we were 82% accurate with 29 of those being right. That prediction rate, that 82% includes our predictions on team-ups, cliffhangers, reveals, cameos, the biggest one being who the power broker was. We tried to break that and I made a prediction on that way back before episode 4 happened, and there's already a lot of buzz on the internet as to whether or not she really is and whether it's a front or she's a double agent or what's going on. But we broke that prediction way back before episode 4 and it held true during the entire episode. 82% correct rate on all of our predictions. And I will give you this for those naysayers out there. This series was a lot more predictable, which is not a bad thing. There was a lot of things that we didn't see coming and which characters were going to show up and how they were going to show up, where the story was going. It was all fresh and new and it was exciting. But compared to WandaVision, we were a lot less predictable in WandaVision than we were for Falcon and the Winter Soldier, because storytelling-wise, WandaVision had a lot of misdirects, a lot of Easter eggs and things that were meant to throw you off intentionally, and we went down some of those rabbit holes, and so our prediction rate was a lot worse than it was for this show. There was a lot of things that were easier to predict, and a lot of things you can blame the editors of the trailers for being able to pick out certain things and assume where certain things were going to happen and kind of assume from those things what was going to pop up. Tell us what you guys think. The series was fantastic. We're looking forward to the Loki series. Don't forget to subscribe, like the video, and hit the notification bell so whenever we drop new content, you'll be the first to know about it. Thanks for watching, guys. We're going to have new content coming next week and in the weeks to follow between now and when the Loki series drops, so make sure to check out those videos, and we'll see you next time.